Yes, well, I'm doing a double header tonight. I have this class, and then right after it, I have another. So I don't know if you're going to stick around for both classes.
Yes, I s- I've seen the timetable. No,
Mhm.
you have another class after this.
Yeah, a
Yes,
fun one.
I try to keep not sleeping.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm tired too, and you know what? We've got a good couple of hours here, and I'll tell you, I'm going to fall asleep if I'm not careful. So it feels like it's midnight here. Oh, it looks like everybody's coming
um,
in now. It's 5 o'clock, so we've got Jose. I think, is that Jose? Yes, we have Jose, the very famous Jose, with us.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Jose. Welcome to the class.
Thank
And
you.
from the cold northern climate of Ecuador, we have Amp. Hello, Amp.
Hi teacher, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Good to have you here. So it looks
See
like we've
you.
got you three to start today's class off. And you know what? It's a conversation class, so I'm not going to go ahead and wait till everybody gets here. So I thought we might get started now. I've left my phone upstairs, so how do I keep track of time? Hold on a sec. I'm going to yell upstairs. Thank you. It's not a phone, but it's lovely water. We'll have a phone soon so I keep track of time. But the whole purpose of this class, Jose, is to talk about pretty well anything you'd like. Do you like model airplanes? What about the Pan Am Games? Or those little bits of dirt that you can never seem to scrub off of certain parts of the house, you know, all sorts of things, cars. So we're going to have 2 minutes each, and I promised somebody last class I'd do something a little different. I'll give you 2 minutes, or if you want to engage somebody else in the class in conversation, I'll give you both 3 minutes together. So you get a minute and a half each to talk. So you can talk to somebody else and you guys get 3 minutes. Okay, so let's see. I don't have a way of keeping track of time right now. Let's see, where's my watch? Oh, stopwatch online. Let's check that now. Hopefully it doesn't boot me out of the class and it opens up a separate window, and it does. All right, so we'll go ahead and start with Adela because well, that's what I'm going to choose today. So Adela, do you want to talk with somebody else, have a conversation with somebody else, or do you just want to talk about something by yourself?
I I'm talk about I'm talking about problem I health problem. I very complex. I'm worried about this. This is the pollution in
Mhm.
my area because we have a lagoon. Is near to the sea because is a close lagoon, but
Lagoon.
we have lagoon, but we have two connection with the sea, the Mediterranean Sea, and the river and stream. Um, um, mm, Fall the waters, this stream go to the lagoon, and sometimes they have a problem with the pollution, and fish have problems to breathe because the oxygen on the deep is very low, and sometimes is a problem about eutrophication. because on the surface there are a lot of microscopic
So we have
lines.
things floating on the surface, but we also have contamination from what? Is it from industry? Is it from human waste? What's the pollution from? Sorry, go ahead.
In general, the pollution arrive at this lagoon have different ways because they are system to filter the waters, but sometimes arrive a little with pollution, and sometimes the farmer use the product.
Sorry, let me stop you there because you've just gone over your time. So Adela talked about pollution in a lagoon. All right, so obviously pollution is important to many of us, not all of us, but depending on where we live, it's a critical issue. So Amp is up next. Amp, do you have something to discuss, or do you want to have a conversation with somebody?
Yes, it could be. I can continue with the same subject.
Okay. Well, go ahead. You've got 2 minutes.
Okay. Well, here we have a river and also a part of the sea, estuary, and it was just contaminated. A few years ago, they started just trying to clean it by applying the oxygen to the estuary, and they have recovered the natural state of the estuary in more than a half. It's really good. Sorry, there is a noise. And now when you just cross and the neighborhood that they are beside this place, and they are grateful with the authorities because the estuary finally didn't smell awful. Generally, people just who they live around the estuary throw the bottles or just garbage on it. And they also, the authorities just started educating the people around this place, trying to that they learn to take care of the media and the environment. And yes, I think we are in good way. And I hope that in a few years it is completely a recovery, and to have recover, and to have the canoes and to have the small ridings on canoes around the estuary.
Good. All right, let me hear a couple of words. Estuary.
Estuary.
Oxygenation.
Oxygenation.
Okay, so estuary, for anybody who doesn't know, is an area of water where it's not fresh water, it's not salt water. It's a combination. And oxygenation is the process of which oxygen is added to water. You didn't say solid waste, but you spoke of solid waste. Solid waste is, well, it's stuff like this usually. Not human waste, although some people refer to that as solid waste. It's generally like pop cans and all that kind of stuff that gets thrown out. At least so that's what we use it. All right, excellent. So thank you very much, Amp. Anna, you're up next. What would you like to talk about?
I will carry on the same topic, and I will bring up the
okay, terrific. Well, you've got 2 minutes.
Environmental issues. Okay. Brazil also has the same problem with pollution, and our country received a budget to decontaminate the ocean because of the Olympic Games. However, it's delayed, and I bet the government stole some money because we never know what's going on behind the door, and the politicians here are very corrupted. Our pollution here has increased mainly as a result of the rapid urbanization and industrial developments taking place in most of the city centers. And we have more environmental issues such as deforestation, and especially in the Amazon rainforest, it has become a major cause for concern in this area. Every minute, vast proportion of these forests are being torn down for timber development and agriculture. We also have a problem called the acid rain in São Paulo, in a city called São Paulo, when the levels of sulfur dioxide, of nitrogen oxide, rise in the atmosphere, and the result is rain and precipitation that is high in these gases, and it is harmful to the soil and ecosystems there.
Okay, so we're talking about several things: deforestation,
Yes, acid rain.
fraud and corruption.
I am talking about a bunch of things. Acid rain in São Paulo.
Yeah, and all these are very, very bad for the environment and our health. So thank you very much, Anna. So we're talking about a little bit about pollution here. These are serious subjects. If anybody wants to talk about something less serious, that's fine. You can choose on your turn. Now, Jose, you have 2 minutes as well.
Yes.
What would you like to talk about? Do you want to stay on the subject of health? Do you want to talk about pollution? Or maybe the Pan Am Games are coming up soon too, so that's something of interest.
Yes, I prefer to carry on speaking about the same topic, like my partners.
Go ahead.
Okay, I think that nowadays we have a global warming because of a greenhouse effect, and this is due to the developing countries don't have the same regulation that richest countries, and this is a problem because they are growing dramatically, but on the other hand, they are polluting our environment in a higher range than other countries. And
at an increasing rate.
Yes, in an increasing rate. But I think that we are comparting. We are living in the same world, and I think that the problems of the countries is influence in the others, and I think that we have to reach a global solution in order to.
Hello, I think I've lost you there.
With this. And I think that we have to pay attention to the poorest countries in order to grow, but in a healthy way.
Jose, I'm starting to lose you. How's your internet connection?
Oh, my internet connection is bad?
Yeah, you keep breaking up, but we're just coming up to your 2-minute mark. I don't have a lot of corrections for you because I had trouble hearing you. It kept kind of breaking up.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay. Like, I can hear you clearly now, but every now and then it was just kind of breaking up. Okay, so, but thank you, Jose. Now I see a few others have joined us, so I'm not sure of the order, but I think I'll go to Hammett next. Hello, Hammett.
Hello, Simon, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks, Hammett. In terms of, this is a conversation class, so you may talk about any subject you wish. We've been talking about pollution and its effect on our health.
Okay, maybe it can be interesting for me as well because I am a chemist and I am doing my
Hammett,
PhD.
I can barely hear you. You're breaking up.
How is my voice now?
It's better.
Okay. It can be interesting because I am a chemist and I am doing my PhD in Germany.
Okay, Hammett,
So
you're
the-
breaking. Sorry, Hammett. Can you either get closer to your router, because
Okay,
it's
how's
breaking
my
up
voice
badly
now?
enough that I can't hear you.
How is my voice now?
Now it's good.
Okay. I said that I am a chemist, so it can be interesting, and I am doing my PhD in Germany. So pollution topic can be important for our environment, and there are many factors for that. Some factors are human making, and some of them are related to our environment, natural situations. And I can say that after the Industrial Revolution, the pollution increased in the world. Also, there are factories development and other pollution factors from human-made. And today's world, it is very important issue, and we should fix this problem by helping each other, in my opinion.
Okay, great, thank you. Let me hear you say the word interesting.
Okay. Interesting.
And important.
Important.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right,
as
Anna,
well.
you were asking a question. So let's see, we'll go back. You were talking about removal of the forest, so the word you'd want to use in that case is deforestation. Okay, that's the
I
proper
said
word.
deforestation.
Oh, I didn't hear
Right?
it. No, I
said
didn't hear it.
deforestation in the Amazon rainforest.
Okay.
It's an environmental issue here. I
Let me
said
hear you
it.
say fraud.
I'm sure that I said.
Let me hear you say fraud.
No, I didn't say fraud. I said corruption
Okay.
and
But
things
you,
going on behind the door.
okay,
And
then I'm sorry. I just don't
I
remember some of the words that you had.
I bet
Anna,
to
sorry, let me
be-
stop you. Anna, please. Because I don't want to take time away from another student. I thought those are some of the words that, because those are the ones I wrote down when you were speaking. So what I'm doing, guys, is when I write down words, it's either because you're not saying a word properly, or it's a better word for something that you're saying, or you're using the wrong tense of a word. And because a few people passed you, Anna, I don't recall, and I don't have a lot of time to explain because we've already used up your time. So I've got to move on and be fair to others. Okay, so thank you, Hammett. Now I'm not sure how to pronounce this name. Jelkalut?
Yeah.
How do I say your name?
You can call me JK.
JK. Okay, JK.
Yeah.
We've got about 2 minutes each to discuss any topic we like. Is there a topic that you would like to talk about?
Yeah, I had a topic about mobile smartphones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how apps access? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Okay. The topic about how apps can access our private information. So I saw a video on YouTube. The video starts by showing a person who's speaking about how his movements are tracked by GPS. Wherever he goes, at work, at home, at the dentist, at vacation, etc. So then in the video, then they talked about smartphones, that the people never give up smartphones, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
So small apps, when you download these apps, you have to accept the terms of service. For example, social media access my contacts to suggest me friends, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's right.
Sometimes it's really surprising. Like flashlight on smartphones, when it turned on, it will access something called UDID. So
Now, I'm afraid we're not going to
yeah.
have a lot of time to go into that because your 2 minutes are up.
Okay, so it's a big issue about privacy. Yeah.
Sorry, let me recap. So,
Yeah.
see, if you want to ask me questions in your 2 minutes, that's fine. But after your 2 minutes are up, I can't really give you much more time until the next round. But yes, this is a very good topic. To me, this is almost as important as pollution. It's about privacy, and your pronunciation was very good. But what I first heard was talking about private information, which is all about privacy. And to some degree, that's about security. There's a couple of documentaries out there that talk about this, and one of them is called Terms and Conditions. If you're getting a free service, one thing you need to ask yourself is, am I the product? And chances are it's free, you are the product. So you've got to be very careful on the internet. And I got a question for you guys. Do you really care about your own privacy? So with that question being posed, and thank you, JK, for that subject, we're going to go to Jose. Hello, Jose.
Hello, Simon.
Good to see you back, Jose. It's been a while.
Okay.
So, Jose, what do you
Yes.
think about privacy? Are you worried about privacy on the internet?
No, no, I don't have worried about the privacy on internet. I am not worried.
Let me hear you repeat after me. I am not worried.
I am not worried about the privacy on internet.
Privacy.
Privacy.
Good. What I wanted to help you with is let's work on enunciation a bit more in English. It's
Okay.
very important that we move our lips quite a bit.
Okay.
So we gotta. That's the first part, moving your lips. The next part is your tongue, and it's very important, especially with words. And this goes for JK too. I forgot, but TH sounds such as these. You'll notice that my tongue comes right between my teeth.
Okay.
These.
Okay.
All right. So you're not worried about privacy. What are you concerned about?
Yes, I am concerned about the environment,
Okay. Why?
about the pollution. By here in Valencia, we have a high pollution. When I am walking around the city, I can't breathe deeply because I I feel sad about it because I know that there are a lot of pollution. I sometimes I see a big smoke around the city. I think that the politicians should take care about it. They should give up the traffic around the city because the cars emit a huge quantity of CO2.
CO2.
CO2, yes. It's very dangerous to the environment, I think.
All right. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry your time's up, but let me hear you say the word
Yes.
danger.
Dangerous.
Dangerous. Yeah.
I think here in
sorry, Jose.
Valencia. Yeah.
Jose?
Okay.
Sorry, your time's up. We've got a full
Okay.
class, so I hate to cut you guys off, but if I don't, then half of you won't get a chance to speak because there's just so much good information to discuss here. So thank you very much, Jose.
Okay.
Now on
Thank
to
you.
Omar. Hello, Omar.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, Omar. Where are you from?
I'm from Saudi Arabia.
Oh, so good morning to you, sir.
Good
It's
morning.
probably almost morning, I guess.
It's
So
at
what's
night.
important to you?
I want to talk about waste.
Okay, good. What about waste?
You know, as you know, the waste is unused materials, and is any materials unused or unwanted. The waste is, has a big problem in my country because some people carry out the waste in the street or any place. He don't put this in, uh, in, uh, in the in the box.
So they don't, or they don't put it out for. Do you have garbage collection? I guess.
Yes, it's a box.
Okay, so some people just don't bother to put it in the garbage box.
Yes, and you see the street is very dirty. This is the people don't have the culture. This is it's very dirty, and you see the street is no good. And you see some country is very clean.
It's funny you say that.
Unfortunately.
We just had our garbage truck come by today. It was a day late because of a holiday. And I know maybe this is a question for everybody, but how did my country get to the point where people are made fun of or fined or ridiculed if they throw garbage away? How do we move from a society where people throw garbage away to not throwing garbage away? I don't know. Thank you, Omar. Your time's up, but I want to throw that out there. How are some of us, or how are some societies able to manage their waste and their pollution, and why are others not? So we're back over to Adela again. You've got 2 minutes. Adela, why are some societies able to deal with waste and pollution, others not?
Sorry. What is the question? Sorry. About
why
the
are
pollution?
some societies able to deal with waste management and pollution while other societies aren't? We're all humans. We all have the same genetic code. We're all equal for all intents and purposes. Why do some countries or some people treat waste differently?
I think the management about the pollution in the countries have a different way, but every all people have the trait about to the I don't know summit of the Earth or Earth Summit. They have the trait to decrease the CO2, the Rio conference, etc. And I think this trait or this I don't know the name, but have in a globalization have a compromise to decrease in general decrease the CO2. But I think in each country have different problems about, for example, the corporation, the trust or the sometimes the groups of pressure to don't sign the trade and don't have this compromise.
Thank you, Adela. I think I heard you say traits. Was that one of the words you were talking about? Traits?
I think
or
it's
trade?
not trade. It's traded.
Trade.
I don't
okay.
know.
It's just the trailing
is,
consonant wasn't clear enough, so it sounded like it'd be a T or a D, and wasn't sure if it was trait or trade. So you notice the difference?
right.
Trait, trade.
Yes,
Okay.
because trait is different
Yeah, they're
sense, no? It's
very different words.
completely.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I want you to work on the TH sound a bit well too. Don't forget, whenever you're using these or this, tongue must come between the teeth. You're blocking the air momentarily to create that TH sound, okay?
Okay.
Okay, great. Amp, you're up next. Before you do, though, I'm going to sort of throw out why I think we don't have some of the issues here in Canada, why it's relatively clean and pollution-free, and that's simply because, well, Canada isn't pollution-free. It isn't clean. If you go out to Alberta and some places where the oil industry is, it's actually very polluted in certain areas. Other parts of the country where I live, it's very, very clean. But it wasn't like that. If we go back 100 years ago, this country was very polluted. We had horses all over the place with their excrement in the streets. It really stunk, and then we got automobiles, and that kind of helped a bit. But then we had a lot of automobiles, so we had soot in the streets, and it was through government that eventually people just had enough and said, we can't take this anymore, and government was forced to enact legislation. So it's not that some countries don't have pollution problems, it's sometimes they're hidden or they've cleaned it up. London, England was polluted too, not too long ago, like even 10, 15 years ago. But my time is up. Guys, I don't know why I couldn't find my phone. It was actually in my pocket. So now, when your 2 minutes are up, instead of me rudely interrupting, you're going to hear a sound pretty much like this. Oh. Okay, so when you hear that sound, you can stop talking. So let's see. Thank you, Amp. Adela, thank you. Amp, yeah, let's talk more about this, why some countries are able to hold off pollution, the effect of treaties, and all that sort of stuff.
Yes, I suppose that that depends of the authority, how much they invest in the education of the population. For example, here, 3 or 4 years ago, they started to push everyone to put in every shop, in every store, you have to have the different kind of cans, classifying the bottles, paper, or organic material. And that was a part of the law. So after, if they get a fine, probably that is a way that people start learning to I have to do it, I have to collaborate, because if otherwise I am going to get a fine. And it is working. Also, they have some plans here, for example, from the municipality, that they can go, the students, group of students are just visiting a place where they can see for themselves the process, and it helps to them to learn how to collaborate with your own city. Also, there are campaigns. For example, if the garbage truck, every night at for example, in my neighborhood, they have a kind of music, and when you just hear that, and everyone know that it's the moment to go outside with the garbage. So in that way, all of us we can collaborate. Just is time for to invest a little more in education.
Very good. Collaboration and less selfishness, less greed, I think, help. Thank you. All right, a couple of words I'd like to hear. Learn.
Learn.
Example.
Example.
Garbage.
Garbage.
Much better, thank you. Anna, we're talking about pollution, we're talking about waste, we're talking about recycling, we're talking about getting along and collaborating so that way we can clean up our environment. China's got a very big pollution problem. Japan is leaking radioactive waste into the Pacific Ocean. Those of us on the west coast of Canada, the United States, are receiving some of this pollution. We're in an enclosed environment. What are your thoughts? Anna, you've got 2 minutes.
Okay, I agree with Andy that education is the root of the problem, and through education we can improve society and start facing pollution and those problems. Unfortunately, people are very greedy and they don't think about the future, and some people couldn't care less. And well, I hope that people can figure out that we cannot eat money before it's be too late, you know, because the world is too much and no one has been doing enough so far. And well,
so what
global.
Can you do?
I don't know. Maybe run some campaigns and maybe the most powerful nations could set up a summit to talk about it and to figure out some solutions or to come up with new ideas to face global warming, because the level of the ocean has rising. Thank you. Has rising and
Risen.
Rising.
No.
Oh my God, rising.
In the past tense, so has, it would be now risen. If you're dealing with the present, is rising.
Rising. Thank you. Yes, and maybe some countries such as Netherlands can disappear, can vanish. You know, because they are below the level of the ocean. And there are some people nowadays that
Thank you. So a lot of good points there, and you know we're starting to get on the topic of global weirding or climate change. But before we do, there's a couple of words that I heard, Anna, and I'd like you to repeat after me. Education.
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 Good. Root.
Root.
Too much.
Too much.
Good. Excellent. And another thing too to try, Anna, is when you get nervous, talk slower, not faster. And I think what you'll do, because it is nervous, it can be nervous. Talk about using the wrong tense. It can be nerve-wracking when we're speaking in front of a large group of people from all over the world, and we're not sure what to say. So don't worry about that. All right. So we're talking. Anna just recently talked about perhaps the Netherlands going bye-bye because of rising sea levels, and that country is already underwater in about a third of it, but they use technology to keep the ocean at bay. But I'd like to use the term global weirding. We're not in a what's the word? It's very hot heat wave. We're not in a heat wave here in my part of the country. In fact, it's rather cool, seasonably cool. But out west, where it's normally like this, it's very hot, 40 degrees the other day. This is not normal. This is weird. So while we're not seeing global warming in this part of the country, doesn't mean that the world isn't changing its climate. So with 2 minutes, and thank you for the I love you, Hammett, there. That's a beautiful little chalk drawing. You've got 2 minutes to continue the discussion, starting now.
Okay, for me, we should improve people's consciousness levels for global effects or waste topics. For that reason, for example, for myself as a scientist, we can demonstrate some experiments or some useful things to the communities. or we can tell them their understanding level. How can we, if we behave this situation, these are dangerous and we should be careful, because today's world, some people don't understand when you say something. For example, when today when I went to mosque for Friday praying, the imam warned the community as well, because there are some people and they are throwing away their cigarettes to the floor. So he was very angry, because the environment is not only for us, it is for our next generations as well. So we should think mostly our next generations. Another topic can be water. For example, we don't care of water as well. We should spend water necessarily. And for that reason, also another factor is electricity. We should spend carefully water and electricity. As I said, we should improve people's consciousness levels in good way, more and more in today's world.
Yeah, very good. You've got 12 seconds, but we can use that time up because I've got a lot of words here. Now, Hamid, you speak Arabic, is that correct?
No, I am from Turkey.
Turkey, to Turkish then?
Yes, I am from, yes, my language is Turkish.
Let me ask you, in Turkish, do you have different tones?
Yes, for some words, yes, and it is related to my education as well, maybe.
Okay, well, that's what I'm noticing, because when you speak English, we don't use the same emphasis on words. So, as you hear me speaking now, I'll pause from time to time to give people a chance to reflect on what I'm saying. And when I do provide emphasis, like just there, it's on the vowel parts of the word. But it's kind of an up and down. It's more of it's softer. Okay, so just notice that when I speak English, and so the other students do it too. So that's something to work with pronunciation. But these words here, I want you to repeat after me. Should.
Okay. Should.
Consciousness.
Consciousness.
Things.
Things.
Them.
Them.
These.
These.
Okay, you nailed each of those three words that have a TH sound, but when you were speaking, most of the time it came as a D sound. And you notice when I say D's and these.
These.
When I said these, you saw my tongue. When I said D's, you didn't see my tongue. And that's the key. Make sure that you're using the TH sound with those words so your tongue comes between your teeth.
Yes, yes. But you know, when we are speaking spontaneously, we can forget.
You're right. Amp was saying that last week. I understand the focus of this class, conversation. It's about being able to get your thoughts together to speak continuously.
Yes.
But a lot of you still want feedback, so I can at least let you know, hey, these are some of the things that you can work on. You did well, though. A couple of other things. Water.
Water.
Okay, and a word you could have used instead was conserve. You were talking about how we can protect water. The word we use is conserve. So to not waste. I'm drinking hot water here.
Yes.
In Canada, let's face it, we've got more water than Saudi Arabia has oil.
Yes.
And it's renewable. And we only have 35 million people. However, that doesn't mean it's free, and we shouldn't waste it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Hamid. We're back to Jose. Jose,
okay.
How do you feel?
Yes. Awesome. Awesome.
Yes, Jose?
Yes, yes. Can you hear me?
I can.
Yes. I feel very good.
Yes, but how do you feel about water conservation, about pollution, about
yes,
what we need to do as citizens?
I feel sad because I think the big problem is that there are a lack of education because the people don't take care enough about the environment. For example, here in Valencia, you can see the people walking their dogs. I think the dogs makes the city dirty because don't take care about in what place the dogs are the necessities, and the police sometimes the police doesn't have a punishment about this kind of activities. I think it is intolerable for me. Another thing is that 1 year ago the government push around the streets a lot of bins for separating the trash, and the people don't take care about it. It sometimes through the trash of the bins. I think the big problem is the lack of education. I think that at the schools.
Thank you, Jose.
Yes.
All right, so let me hear you say the word dirty.
Dirty.
Okay.
Dirty.
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 The subject-verb disagreement here. Don't when you were using doesn't. Okay.
Okay.
Year.
Yeah.
And the Y sound is very much when you're not sure how to say the Y sound when you don't have a teacher close by. Always think of this. Like you're yawning. Year.
Okay.
Yeah, year. And it's basically kind of, perfect. Good job.
Yeah.
Separating.
Separating.
Okay, good. All right, Omar asked, what can I talk about? Omar, you can talk about anything you want. In fact, you can talk about movie. You don't have to talk about the serious subject. What would you like to talk about?
Talk about anything?
Sorry, I didn't hear that. You want to talk about?
Give me any title to talk about.
All right, well then let's talk about insulation. Insulating our homes. So if we're living in Turkey or Saudi Arabia in hot summers, the cool air we use to cool our homes doesn't escape easily. Or if we're living in cold climates such as Spain or Canada, that in the winter we don't lose our heat. What can we do to our homes, Omar?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, Omar, I'm trying to. It's up to you to speak about what you want, but you asked me what you could speak about, and I was told you could talk about conservation or what we can do to insulate our homes so we don't waste energy. We've got about a minute left.
I will talk about Ramadan month.
Okay, yeah, go ahead. Talk about Ramadan.
As you know, Muslims fast during Ramadan, and it's very, very good month. All Muslims fast during Ramadan. I don't know what can I.
So what is Ramadan? What do we do in Ramadan?
Just
Imagine
fast.
I don't understand.
Fast and pray to God. It's especially different in other month, because in other month you cannot.
Okay.
You cannot fast. You can, but it's not homework.
But there's also a celebration at the end, is there not?
No, it's not celebration.
Oh,
We
so there's a
in
celebration at the end of Ramadan.
no
Okay.
in Muslims we have 2 day just to celebration, but in Ramadan it's different.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with my Islamic culture or celebrations. Although I have heard of Ramadan, I know it's an important time. Let me hear you say the word fasting
Fasting,
and God.
God.
Okay, good, perfect. All right, guys. Well, we've got about 6 minutes left. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 students left. I don't know what to do here, so I'm just going to ask you guys some questions, and as long as you guys don't try to take too much time each, know that you've got about less than a minute each. Did I forget Jose Luis? I thought I did. Well, Jose Luis, you've got
Yes.
2 minutes. What's on
Yes.
your mind?
Okay. I want to speak about the lack of regulation that we have related to take care of our environment. I think that this lack of regulation is because our politicians, after their career as politicians, they go to work with energy companies. And these energy companies are not interested in this regulation, and they try to have lax laws, and this is because this is the real reason, because our politicians don't pay attention to the environment or the greenhouse effect, because they never fine properly to these big companies. I think
It doesn't matter, does it? It doesn't
Sorry?
affect me. I'm fine. I've got heat. I've got air conditioning. I've got food and water. What do I care? Why should I do anything?
They have to pay attention to new inventions, because we can save energy with new forms of energy, or new forms of improving our mechanisms nowadays. I think there are air conditioning nowadays more less contaminant than the previous one. And I think that we have to improve the new gadgets, I think.
Thank you. Let me hear you say laws.
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 Good. Unenforceable.
Enforceable.
Unenforceable.
Unenforceable.
Good. So I think one of the words you were looking for is new technologies, right?
Yes.
So how do we deal with this? New technologies or innovation is what we quite often talk about. All right, terrific. Thank you very much. Well, with 3 minutes left, and the reason I say 3 minutes left, guys, is if you've noticed the schedule, I'm teaching a class right after this. So I need that 5 minutes to get ready for the next class, get a fresh thing of water so I can keep my voice going, and just do a little bit of stretching. Who of you are going to be attending my next class? Who do I have in my next class? Anyone here? Good. Anne? Anyone else?
Yes, I try.
Good.
I can,
Excellent.
sorry.
Well, guys, keep in mind for next week, because I do this every week. This next class, it's fun. It's really about games. No, it's not really. We use games to help us with asking questions through inductive reasoning. Think of yourself as a detective. You're trying to guess what kind of objects I'm thinking about by asking questions, and you have to listen to other students. The other game I play is about guessing the price of a house. I'll show you the picture of a house, and we try to guess what price it is. is it less than this or is it less than this? And the whole reason we do that is to help us with our pronunciation of large 6-figure and 7-figure numbers. So all that is coming up in about 5 minutes. So that's why I need about 5 minutes away. Now I apologize today, guys. I got off to a bad start. I didn't have my timer, and I think I want to change up the conversation class a bit more. I think I want to get it into a bit more of a question and answers. Normally I give you guys about 2 minutes to speak, but then you don't get to hear me until the end, and it doesn't give me an opportunity to correct you as well. What I would like to do is ask you questions, you answer it in a few sentences, then I'll say, well, what about this? And I'll ask you something else, leading the conversation, and then it becomes more of a conversation rather than a short speech. So that's what I try to do for the next class. I think that will facilitate the conversation better and provide you guys with some more feedback. All right, guys, I've got 5 minutes to get ready for the next class. Thank you so much for coming to my class. So many of you are new. I haven't had you before. I hope to see you all again.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Thank you.